Greetings gamers and welcome back to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Chani Retro and today guys, let me tell you, I have a very cool pickups video for you guys because today's pickups, it's all about Sega. Now my collecting days nowadays, it's definitely not the same thing as it used to be like 10 years ago because, you know, a lot of things have changed. I have changed as a gamer, as a collector. I don't have as much space as I would like to, and let's face it, the prices are just not appealing as they were a couple of years ago. But I'm still in the hobby, I'm still collecting, and you know, with my collection, I really don't have a focus. I just collect what I feel like it. I collect games that I want to play, I collect games that I want to have, and I collect for systems that, you know, say something to me. And today's pickups, it's all about Sega, retro Sega stuff. Now, you guys know I'm not going to bother you with that again. If you follow my channel, you know that Sega, especially the Sega Mega Drive, will always have a special place in my heart because it was the generation, it was the console that got me introduced to this beautiful world of video games. And when I started to get into retro, the Mega Drive, of course, was, you know, my priority, was the system that I wanted to collect for. We're talking about way back in 2006. It was fairly easy to collect retro video games back then. You could easily go into like a thrift store or flea market and get, you know, a Mega Drive completely in box with 10 games for just a couple of euros. Nowadays, 2021, it is not as easy. Again, prices are not what they used to be. So we really have to be, you know, picky when it comes to the games that we collect. I'm talking about, you know, us gamers and collectors that, you know, most of us are on a budget, so we really just can't get everything that we find. But recently I got lucky. I got lucky on a couple, you know, just a few Sega items, and I wanted to take this chance to make this video to share them with you guys. The first game is going to be a Master System game, and it is Tom and Jerry, the movie. The Master System, well, I don't have a lot of Master System games, but I'm loving the system more and more. Here's the deal, of course that I didn't grow up with Sega Master System, right? And my heart will always be on the 16-bit era, but I really do enjoy the 8-bit. The thing is, I relate more with the 8-bit stuff on the Nintendo, the NES of course, but let me tell you, the Master System is an amazing 8-bit system. I usually compare the Master System with the Neo Geo, and this is why. When we talk about, you know, pixel art and 16-bit gaming, even though the Neo Geo is not technically a 16-bit system, but I mean, we all know that, you know, the Neo Geo is like pixel perfect, right? As the pinnacle of 2D retro gaming. While the Master System, in my opinion, is the pinnacle of 8-bit gaming. Of course that the library of the Master System is not as diverse and as bigger as the NES library, but you know, the graphics of the Master System, some of these games really look like early 16-bit stuff. And Tom and Jerry the movie was my latest addition to my Master System library. It's a fun game, again, it looks beautiful, I still haven't beat it yet. The gameplay is fairly good, it is complete, and I mean, it is another Sega Master System game, so I'm very happy to add this to my Master System collection. Now, the other item, I was not thinking about getting this, but I think that it is so cool. This is a Mega Force booklet of Mortal Kombat 2. So what this is a booklet that came with a gaming magazine here in Portugal. This is in Portuguese. And what this is pretty much is a guide with all the secrets, you know, the friendship, fatalities, etc. of Mortal Kombat 2, as you guys can see right here. And it is for the Sega Mega Drive. We can argue that the Super Nintendo ports are better. For me, when I think about the classic Mortal Kombat games, I think about the Sega Mega Drive. And the PlayStation 1 also with the Mortal Kombat trilogy. But the standalone ports of the classic games, for me, it's Mega Drive all the way. Now, for the young kids in the audience, why is this important? Why was this a really big deal back then? Well, nowadays, guys, we have internet, right? We have streamers, we have YouTube videos. So, let's say that you want to get all the secrets, all the trophies in a video game, right? you just watch a YouTube video. Well, back then, it was not the same reality. Now, it was a big deal, let me tell you. If you used to play Mortal Kombat back in the day, and I mean, I didn't play the classic Mortal Kombat games on the arcades, but I did play a lot on consoles, right? And it was a really big deal because you were not making, like, you know, fatalities all the time. So if you knew how to make fatalities, right, within your group friends, you were the hero. I mean, you were the guy. So back then was all about being consistent, playing the game, practice, and just, you know, memorizing everything that you could. And even if you knew the kid that knew how to make all the fatalities, there was a good chance that he was not going to tell you. So these booklets were a big deal, not just for Mortal Kombat, but again for other games, these guides, etc. So I think that it is really, really cool, and I just got this, and I'm definitely going to save it. I think that I'm going to put it on my box of Mortal Kombat 2 for the Mega Drive. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to add this to my collection. Now, speaking about the Mega Drive, this is a big one. I got a completed in-box copy of Turtles Hyperstone Heist. Not perfect, but it's in a fairly decent condition. Of course, I have the manual and the cartridge right here. Guys, I had an amazing deal on this game. I'm not even going to tell you that. But it was a very, very nice deal. And we all know that this game is hard to get, you know, even more completed. And it's one of those games, it's expensive. It's an expensive game. Back in the day, I didn't play Hyperstone Heist, to be honest with you. I didn't know anybody that had the game. I only played it on emulation. And I did finish the game on emulation a couple of times, but I never finished on the original hardware. And last weekend was when I got the game. And the day that I got the game, I beat the game, you know, from start to finish with my sister-in-law. Yeah, this was the picture that I posted on Instagram. And I mean, we had a blast. It was a great weekend playing Hyperstone Heist. And the thing with this game is that, of course, that it is based on the arcade game, right? Later on, we had a port on the Super Nintendo, right? Turtles in Time. But this specific game, Hyperstone Heist, technically, it is not a port of Turtles 4, right? The arcade game. Because what happened was that they grabbed the model, let's say, or the concept of the arcade game, but then they remade a lot of stuff. If we compare the games, of course, that, you know, is nowhere near the arcade version, and of course that it is an inferior game in lots of ways compared to Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo. Now, with all of that being said, this is indeed a standalone game. As a standalone game, let me tell you, it is one of the best beat-em-up games on the Sega Mega Drive / Sega Genesis. Graphics are incredible. I love the animations of the game. The level design is really, really clever. We don't have a lot of levels. I believe that we just have 5 levels. One of them being kind of a filler level. It's just, you know, a boss rush. However, the levels are bigger. These are big levels we're talking about. It's a brawler. It's challenging. It's pixel perfect in my opinion. It is a very, very fun game. So what can I say, guys? I'm very, very proud to add this to my Mega Drive collection. And I mean, if you want to play it, I mean, really, screw the physical thing, right? Just don't overpay for these games, right? Play it on emulation, it is totally okay. And just for fun, guys, let me know, without console wars, okay, what is your favorite version of the game? Do you prefer Turtles in Time, or do you prefer Hyperstone Heist? I'm not gonna lie, I do prefer Turtles in Time. Again, I don't own the game, I just play it on emulation. But I think that as a console brawler experience, I think that Hyperstone Heist is a great Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat-em-up game. Now, I have one last pickup to share with you guys. This is the one that got me the most excited. The thing is, guys, my Mega Drive, my original Mega Drive, the console is in a great shape, but the box is kind of beaten up. I got it way back in the day during the early eBay days, right? And my Mega Drive was actually imported from the UK. And it's not that I need to have everything mint or perfect. It's not about that. I actually think that a little bit of usage gives charm, right? It gives a story to the actual item. But I've always wanted a Portuguese boxed Mega Drive, especially a Mega Drive Model 2 because it's the one that I have. This is kind of a rare item. I got a boxed Mega Drive 2 Portuguese version, and this was the exclusive Toys R Us packaging. Now, I'm gonna be honest, guys, this was a lucky find. I paid close to nothing for this. I really don't know how much it is worth it, but I really don't care, because this was the Mega Drive that I always wanted to get. And I do have a story with this specific model. And the thing was, back in the day, I got the PlayStation 1 very early, pretty much when it was released here in Portugal. And I didn't have a Mega Drive, right? I had a Sega Saturn, but then I eventually ended up trading it due to, it was faulty, right? Anyhow, that's a story for another video, but when I was playing my PlayStation 1, I believe this was in '95 if I'm not mistaken, I still wanted to have a Mega Drive, and my parents wouldn't give me one. So I remember seeing this packaging, and I used to go to Toys R Us all the time, especially getting toys, right? Action Man, G.I. Joe, stuff like that. And I remember seeing this, and the price back then was not as bad, right? I really don't remember the original price. I think that it has a tag around here still in our old national money, but the thing is, it was way cheaper to get this in 95, 94, 95. It was cheaper than to get like a Sega Saturn or PlayStation 1. But my parents, with a good reason, they wouldn't just get me one. But this was the packaging. This was the exactly same packaging that I remember. And the box is a little bit used, but again, I don't care. But let me tell you, the console, the the manuals and the cartridge are mint. Let me tell you, this console, I believe that it was hardly played. The multi-cart that comes bundled with it, the Mega 6, it's pretty decent. We have Mega Soccer, we have Columns, Super Monaco GP, we have Revenge of Shinobi, we have Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, and the one and only Streets of Rage. So honestly, guys, I have to say that this is one of my favorite items on my Mega Drive collection from now on. Again, I have an attachment with this specific version, not this one that you guys are seeing right here, but with this cover, and it might sound, like geeky or lame, but for me, this hobby, it's all about this, right? One thing is to play retro video games, right? And video games are video games. Don't mind like the retro connotation. You want to play video games, you play video games. It doesn't matter from which era they are. It doesn't matter if you're playing on the original hardware, emulation. It doesn't matter. All it matters is for you to have fun playing the video games that you enjoy. But collecting retro video games, and again, I'm not saying that there is a right or wrong way to collect. I mean, you do you. Just be happy, right? But for me, it's all about having a physical representation of something that means something to me, something special. And even though I didn't have one of these back in the day, just looking at this box, it takes me back from the time when I was 7 years old. It takes me back to my childhood, and it just gives me memories. Not just memories related to video games, but who I was back then, what I was playing, my friends, my school, my family, people that unfortunately I don't have with me anymore. And that's why I love this hobby so much. It's an escape, it's all about fun, it's all about the memories. And yeah, again, I'm very happy in owning this boxed Sega Mega Drive Model 2 from Toys R Us. And guys, please help me out. I did some research. I really don't know if this was released in other countries. I believe so, but I don't know if you guys got this in the US, for example. I know that it was available in France, if I'm not mistaken, a Mega Drive Model 2 Toys R Us version, but I don't know if it was available outside of Europe. So if you have any knowledge about that, please let me know and share your information down below. And guys, it is done. This was the video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your amazing support. These were my latest Retro SEGA pickups. And again, please let me know down below what recent pickups that you guys add to your retro collections lately. It doesn't matter if it is Sega, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, Atari, just let me know down below. And if you have the extra time, guys, feel free to follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.